In Surah Tawbah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Rahmatul lil mu'mineen. He is a special mercy for the believers. Especially. So there is the general mercy for alameen, yes. But for the believers, khasan. This is a gift from Allah. But you don't appreciate the gift until you know the value of the gift. You don't appreciate a gift until you know the value of the gift. You know, there is a atar, there is a smell, it's called oud. Most of you know what oud is. And oud can be very expensive sometimes. You get the khas, yani the real, no chemicals, nothing real, right? It's expensive, very nice. But you give it to somebody who doesn't know what oud is. Here you go in America, you go on the street, you see somebody and you're like, hey, here you go. And they're like, what's this? Car oil? Right? They might be like, oh, it smells nice, whatever. But they don't know the value of it. Right? Until you give it to somebody who knows the value, then they appreciate it. If you take a diamond, you know the value of a diamond, you take a big diamond, right? You get whatever, I don't know how many carats a big diamond is, a big diamond. And you give it to a little kid in kindergarten or preschool. The little kid's playing in the sand toys, he sees this diamond, he'll throw it, go pick up a toy. Why? Because he doesn't know the value of the diamond. Today we don't know the value of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We don't know the value of the Sunnah. My brothers and sisters in Islam, if you want to benefit from your Ramadan, the first thing is obey the Sunnah. Go back to the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Today, people come up to me and they tell me, I don't feel Ramadan, like I'm not feeling it. Yeah, I'm fasting, but I'm not feeling it. Yeah, I'm not drinking, I'm not eating, but I'm not feeling it. Well, what are you putting into it? Are you watching TV all night? Are you listening to music all day? Are you out there doing everything you were doing before Ramadan? Then that is not the sunnah of Ramadan. You may fulfill the fara'id of not eating and drinking and inshallah not backbiting and lying, those things, but you're not going to benefit from it until you follow the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when you fast in the way that the Prophet ﷺ showed us the fasting, that's when you will benefit from the fasting. So understand that. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, how was he in Ramadan? How was his Qiyamul Layl? Not just the Taraweeh that we're trying to like, Imam, I hope he hurries up. No. How did he enjoy that salah? How did he enjoy that fasting? How did he control his desires? Other than just eating and drinking. And when we bring that into our life, when we go into Ramadan, putting into it, Ya Allah, make this a means of tarbiyah for me, so I can be from the people of taqwa. That was the purpose of Ramadan. When we go into it with that, then we'll come out with it cleansed. This is the tarbiyah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does for us. He makes mawasim, yani the times of tazkiyah, of cleansing us. See, the parent, one responsibility was the food and the shelter and things, yes. But then a parent is not just that. If some parent has a house and has food and then doesn't talk to their children and doesn't give them any nasiha, doesn't give them any advice, doesn't remind them of salah, doesn't remind them of fasting, doesn't teach them, doesn't make them go to school, doesn't push them for anything. Just like, hey, here's the food, there's some money there, this is the house key, I'm out, see you when you're 18. There are people like that. Now, is that a good parent? No. Because a good parent will tell their children, this is haram, this is halal, this is good, this is bad. Did you finish your homework? Did you pray? Did you fast? Did you read your Quran? Did you do this? Did you do that? And that child might be like, why is this parent bothering me? But then when they get older, they make dua, oh Allah, bless them. They were the ones that gave me that tarbiyah. And that's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is loving towards us. Allah gives us these times like Ramadan where you're not eating and drinking so you can control your desires the rest of the year. Not so you're just hungry and thirsty. So you can be reminded of the akhirah. So you can be reminded about the hunger of our brothers and sisters around the world. So you can thank Allah for the blessings that you have. And if you miss that opportunity, it's your fault. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us that perfect example as a guide, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. If you go into Ramadan without tawheed, you go into Ramadan making shirk, calling on other than Allah, making bid'ah, then you are not going into Ramadan to benefit from Ramadan. Even if the apparent you are crying and making dua, but the inside is filthy. That's why we have to cleanse ourselves from these diseases before Ramadan to benefit from Ramadan. It's like a plate. When you have a plate, before you can put good tasty food to eat, you have to clean the plate. Imagine you go to a restaurant and they bring your plate and it has rotting food on it, and it has khinzir, the pig on it, and the filthiest meat on it, and then they bring you really good food and put it on top of it. Will you eat it? No. Na'udhu billah. But when your heart is fulfilled with these kinds of diseases, when the Iman, the Quran, the Salah, the Ramadan comes, there's no place for it. You have to cleanse it before you go into it. I want to end just with a reminder for myself and my brothers and sisters in Islam. Who was the one that stayed up at nights and made dua for you? Who was the one that prayed until his feet, alayhi salatu salam, would crack and bleed, making dua for me and you? Who was the one that would be making dua for this ummah? Ya Allah, ummati, ummati, my ummah. Who was the one that wanted to meet us? Said, I want to meet my brothers, those that believe in me without having seen me. Who is the one that on that day of judgment, where everybody is nafsi, nafsi, myself, myself, he will be saying, ummati, ummati. Who is the one that when the people go to Adam alayhi salam and he tells them, leave me today, and when they go to Ibrahim alayhi salam and Nuh alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam, all those Anbiya will say, not today, I'm worried about myself. Who is the one that we will end up with? Muhammad alayhi salatu salam, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the one that will tell you that day, I am the one, come to me. The one that saved that dua I mentioned earlier for that day, to make dua for me and you. Who is the one that will go into sujood, such a sujood never seen before, sujood so long that our Rabb subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell him, raise your head, Muhammad, what do you want? He will say, Allah, not forgive me and my family and my kids, no, my ummah, forgive my ummah, forgive my ummah. Allah will forgive the part of the ummah, this much of the ummah, no more of the ummah, no more. Keep in sujood, begging Allah until Allah forgives us. Whose shifa is that? That is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How dare we leave his sunnah? How dare we question his sunnah? How dare we see a hadith sahih and say, my madhab, my people, my nation, my traditions. Forget your traditions, forget your country, forget your culture. Follow that sunnah of alayhi salatu salam. Don't exaggerate, don't go to ghulu like the Jews, but don't make tricks like the Yahud. Stay upon al-kitab wa sunnah, and the next time somebody tells you this is the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and you reject it, then know that you will be from those that will be pushed away from the hawd. The next time you justify a bid'ah, the next time you see a bid'ah but you want to justify it, the next tariqah you want to take over the tariqah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the next time you take a way of dhikr over the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a way of salah over the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then know on the hadith al-sahih that the people will come on the day of Qiyamah, the hawd, and Rasulullah will want to give them from the hawd, from the pond, and the malaika will push them away. Imagine if that's me and you. They will push them away, say, oh my son of Allah, you don't know what they did after you left. The bid'ah, the innovations they brought, they will not be allowed to drink from it. So upon us is the obedience to Al-Quran, Kalamullah, and a Sunnah min ahadith al-sahiha, from the way of Mustafa alayhi salatu salam,